Without even knowing, we've killed the real estate brochure. Do buyers want a brochure? Not want a brochure? What's really happening out there when it comes to property collateral?
Good morning, ringleader. So
I had a bit of a moment at the beginning.
I know I wasn't going to say anything, but I think we all saw what happened.
And I'm not even embarrassed or ashamed.
Oh no, that's confidence for you.
Nat Pat.
Yes, Mark Novak.
The real estate agent brochure. So when you walk into an open house and you buy a property, people have been shunning the brochure, saying don't want one, COVID, don't want one, waste of paper. Some people want one. What's the solution?
I think, as I always say with every topic, there's a balance. And I think one of the big things that people want, they're not going to take something just for the sake of it. They want something that has use. It's a product that's designed specifically for their needs. And it's something that's like, it has the answers that they're looking for that they can't really find on the listing, especially in like, if we're talking about real estate brochures. I think there's a big difference between just scanning a QR code to a property and being able just to have all the information there already without having to take that extra step.
It's unusual because what you think you want and what you want is also different as well. So I had a client say to me the other day, love what you do. We're going to bring it on in a second to show people. By the way, I'd love to know what people out there think. Should an agent be giving a brochure out or not giving a brochure out? Should you be because you got stuff online?
Yeah.
But the buyer said to me, he said, dude, buddy, chum, mate, I reckon I went to buy a car the other day, asked the agent for a brochure. I went to buy a car the other day, asked the salesperson for a brochure, and the salesperson turned around and said, no brochure, just go online and look at all the information. The guy was like, oh my God, I'm going to spend 30, 40 grand and you're not going to give me anything?
Yeah. Like, I know I told you off air, like, especially if I wanted to scan a QR code to something online, I just go to Service New South Wales, like that. We were scanning QR codes for a year with COVID. Like, that's the easy solution. And Lisa...
No, now bust out a brochure song.
It's too early to sing. To Oprah. And that's another thing. You can use brochures to hide your red face because your boss wants you to sing.
You've gone red. You got a bit red, I reckon. Yeah, good job, though.
Product placement to cover it up.
You are a good. Many talents behind Nat. Many talents.
God.
Now, for people who don't know, Nat's in our media team, one of many, and Nat, not Matt. One of some amazing people in that team, gifted, talented, studied in media. What is the answer? And don't tell me that people want the same thing that they wanted 5 or 10 years ago. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit naive to think that people want the same things that were popular 5 or 10 years. It's constantly changing. And I think it's a good mix of having digital and traditional forms of media. And that's what we've been doing with this brochure. So this is, in case anyone doesn't know, The List, Novak's magazine. It's weekly. It's got every single one of our residential sales listings in it, along with commercial and our rental properties. But for example, with our rental properties, so these are the ones from last week, we also have QR codes, because that's the thing with print media. It does go a bit out of date. the like further along it's out there without a new copy.
Yeah, it's not as
But
whippy, eh?
yeah, but then the thing with that, like the solution to that, if we're talking about solutions to these problems that come with print media, we've actually got QR codes in the page that are always up to date. So if you're at a rental open home with this magazine out, the rental team will tell you, oh, we actually leased this one last week, but if you scan this, these are QR codes to different price ranges. So we got 400 and under a week, and then it goes up and up and up to like 900 to 1,000. And those
So
are
that's
constantly updated.
pretty whippy, eh? So when you're at the open house, what's your budget? And the person goes, my budget is, and you go, scan this price range. Boom, it's there.
Yeah,
So that's to refer other properties, I guess. So if they've come through one rental open, they've got that budget, we can say this is what else we've got in your price range.
and it also works that way in sale. Like you probably know with using the list at your open homes, a lot of the time, if people are visiting a property and they're like, oh, we're actually looking for something a bit different, the great thing with the list, traditionally you would have a brochure like this, which we still have in-house, but if you're like, oh my gosh, we have this amazing other property, I wish I had something to give you, like we've got this one, it's perfect, it's what you're looking for. Now you can just flick to it in the magazine and go, oh, so this is property you're at now, this is the one you're probably looking for, it's open here, here, here. Have a look at all the info. If you want more, there's a QR code you can scan.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the evolution to what a 1980s, 90s, 2000, 2010 brochure has now turned to as a result of people coming through our open houses saying, yeah, nah, I don't want that big brochure. People take these all the time. So we're printing 1,000 of them a week. They're being handed out to local cafes. They're being handed out to local businesses. They're being handed out to all buyers at open houses. They're being all tenants at open houses are receiving these, and people are taking them. They're taking them. Why are they taking them? Not going online? Because it's easy. Because it has not only the opportunity of seeing more about the property where they are at, but the opportunity of seeing other properties similar to that as well. So it's cross-selling all properties that we have. So we're actually generating a lot of new clients off the back of this, and everyone comes through and regularly says, keep going with this, it's a winner. Can we show one page, like for instance, the third page in print there, just to show people what's in the list. And this, I think, is going to be an industry, bit of a thought leader industry thing. So if we move on to, like, say, next page. Oh, okay, that's a good example.
Yeah.
So for a premium property, the floor plan that we do is a feature full floor plan rather than bedroom, bathroom, and that boring stuff. We've turned around and said, have a look at this floor plan. It has got everything in it. So even to comments like, north facing living, north facing bedroom, like we'll drill down on all different parts of the salesmanship of the property.
And one thing I like with these floor plans as well, because a lot of the time, if like when I was looking at rental properties which had floor plans, you spend a lot of the time looking at the photos trying to figure out which room is where on the floor plan, and just even these little bubbles takes that step out. It just sort of condenses the information, and as he said, like we got all these little extra bits of text there that will really describe it's floor plans are tricky. Some people are really good at reading them, and others it is quite difficult if you're quite new to. I look at them every day, so yeah,
it's a corker. Yeah. So obviously the photos are there. Obviously, a big thing that people want to know when they're at a property is what strata water council, strata if it's a unit. So that's got to be there. And then the QR code. So if they do want to drill down further on that property, they want to be able to generate that QR code to find out more information on that property. So that's got to be on there as well. It's highest to lowest in price. Now, when Lisa just said you've got to be all things to all people, Nat, sometimes we found that people just have said just no thanks. They just want to protect the environment.
Yeah, I think, and that's why I think it's a fine balance between really making something that's got really good purpose. Oh, Lisa, I love working with you too. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Lisa Glynn is the designer behind The List and the head of the media department. So, she's the brains behind the operation.
Yeah, this is her baby.
Yeah, I'm just the baby. No, but I think the big thing, you have to be all things to everyone. And I think there's no point making something that, people are just going to look at and throw away straight away. There's a lot of thought, time, and effort that goes into this magazine. It's something we produce for
weekly.
Weekly. And we know it's going to be prospective buyers. And for the vendors, it's a big deal for them. It's like property is one of the biggest investments you have, one of the biggest things in people's lives, and you don't want to just say scan a QR code. So I think making sure you're making something that's got real purpose, thought, and something that people are going to really like, because if you're just going to hand out a flimsy brochure that you've made on an online template, what's the point, really?
Yeah, and look, we're in a funny place. We're in a funny place where you think you don't want the brochure, but often you do. You think it's a waste of paper, it's a waste of money, it's not good for the environment. But there is this convenience factor of having all the information on one page to answer all of your likely questions that you're going to ask. So we're still, you know what we are? We're not a paper world, we're a smart paper world. So that paper that's being generated has to be smart and has to wrap around every client's expectations. So rather than just generating a brochure like we used to, the one size that fits a $10 million property to the one that fits a 2-bedroom unit, now it has to really be customised to the brand or the style of property and client that's looking. So they're smartening up paper.
Well, we were sort of talking about that off the air. We've got a lot of different properties that we've made, brochures and print content for, and everyone's different because each property has got its own aesthetic and its own design element. And I think it changes, a beachy suburb, a beachy apartment versus a huge apartment in Sydney CBD, for example. They're going to have two completely different design elements and marketing. I think it all sort of goes back to marketing and what you want to say about both the real estate business that you are working with and the property that you're trying to sell, and the meaning that it has for the vendors.
Interesting. So that's a take. The death of the real estate brochure, not quite what it used to be. So we're not generating a brochure per se per property. We're generating a book for each property that has all our offerings in there, which is effectively a smart brochure inside of the book called The List.
The List.
Jeff Luby's got to say something.
Some buyers are proud and like to show their friends. Exactly. It's really sweet. It's something you can give to your friends. You don't want to just say, oh guys, wait, let me get the listing up online. Hold on. Hold on. I'll get there in a sec. You just go, guys, this is me on the cover. And
just slap it on the table.
Yeah. And even we have little, there's other things in here. There's articles that are property related too, if you're not buying or selling. So adding value to your home. There's our lovely agent promos, things we've sold. Yeah. So there's properties. I didn't even show this bit. Snapshot Sydney. So that's all the real estate stats from the last week. So real estate in the past 7 days. So that's auction stats, general time on market, new listings, median price. So there's there's a lot of info in there, even if you're not necessarily buying or selling at the moment.
And that is the evolution of the old real estate brochure.
Love it.
So who knows where it's going to go in the next 5 years.
Not me. Who
Care to
knows?
have a punt?
I think there'll still be a place for print media. There's always going to be, but I think it's about making things that are flexible between online and print. I think there's going to be a bit of a mix between like putting QR codes on things, more things you can scan, maybe even like 3D elements where if you scan something, you can get a 3D floor plan like on your camera. I just think there's always going to be a place for print, though.
It's always going to go there. Hey, can I ask you to do something technical?
Yes.
Have you got the link right there?
The link to the list,
Yeah.
I'll actually type it in the comments so people can just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. It's just, hold on, there we go. I'll show that on the screen. So bit.ly/the list Novak, and you do have to capitalize the beginnings of those.
Okay. And they're going to be able to check out our soft copy of the list, or that you can jump onto. It should also jump into everyone's comments of what they're watching at the moment. I think you can click on it from the comments after the show's over.
Awesome. Yeah, save that in your notes. Oh, well, you have a beautiful day, Mark. I think it's going to be
great day. Hey, I've got a question for you. Is today the best day of the year weather-wise?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but I think it's probably a close second.
I love a not cold, but bit of spice in the air, 14.5 degrees, blue sky, start to the day. I reckon it's the best.
Yeah, I do. So I'm an autumn baby, so I'm biased, but it's coming into summer. I love it.
Hang on, does that mean tomorrow's the first of a new season? No. Is it?
Is it bad? I don't know when spring starts. I think it is. What's the first day of spring? Hold on. So this is what I mean. I've already...
It could be.
First day of spring.
Is?
It's tomorrow.
Hey!
Oh my God.
Hey! We're springing it tomorrow.
Spring has sprung.
Oh my God, this is the last day of winter.
Wow. What a good note to end on.
All right, legend. Take care. See you, everyone. Thanks for watching, Sam. I hope we helped you.